And yet, he has this crossroad fight. He failed the first two. Should he fail with Boza, I'm sure you could write him out of title contention. However, should he win, he's right there for either one of the 3 titles.
A couple of years ago, people were writing off Cornelius Boza Edwards. People felt he should retire this after the losses to Rocky Lockridge and Bobby Chacon. Yet here he is right back in title contention.
Now, Boza is one of those phenomenal guys who flip-flopped the rule in boxing. Usually, if you go up in weight, you don't take your punch with you. Because he was a natural lightweight, as he went up, his punch got bigger. 5 fights, 5 KOs, and here's Boza, alive and well and showing us his stuff in Tampa, Florida.
So a matchup of lightweights, Cornelius Boza Edwards and John Montes. A matchup of 2 lightweights who can punch.
Back in Tampa, Florida, Cornelius Boza Edwards and John Montes are in the ring. Let's go to Mark Miro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alessi Promotions presents main event, 10 rounds, lightweights. Your referee for this event from Tampa, Florida, Max Parker Jr. Introducing first, in the corner to my left, wearing the blue trunks with white trim, he weighs 135 pounds from Los Angeles, California. His professional record, 29 wins, 2 defeats, 22 knockouts, John Montes Jr. Montes Jr. His opponent, wearing the white trunks with black trim, he weighs 135 3/4 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada. His pro record, 43 wins, 5 defeats with 34 knockouts, Cornelius Boza Edwards.
Cornelius Boza Edwards, big favorite here in Tampa. Referee Max Parker Jr. bringing Boza Edwards and Montes together.
A 3 knockdown rule is in effect. In case there's a knockdown, the boxer standing directed to me to the first neutral corner. The main nail until I tell you to come out. You both understand that? And the clinches, let you fight the fight unless you're not throwing the punches. I hold, okay? Now give the command to break, okay? You break by not throwing the punches and taking a step back, okay? But take a step all times, come out box the sign of the bell.
All right, as Max mentioned, 3 knockdown rule in effect. 3 knockdowns in 1 round. The fight is over. There is a mandatory 8, no standing 8. The bell does not save the fighter except in the final round. And scoring on the 10-point must system handled by the 2 judges and the referee. The judges, Darrell Brown and Pete Valiente. Cornelius Boza Edwards out of Uganda, now living in Las Vegas. He's been training here in Tampa. At times has been a slow starter, but since the shift up to the lightweight division, that has not been the case. He has had the knockout power early. John Montes, 23 years old, will be 24 next Friday, out of Los Angeles, record of 29-2, 22 by knockout. His last fight this past April, he knocked out Tomas Chavez in the 4th round in LA. And Ferdy, since the losses to Hilmer Kenty and Macho Camacho, he's won his last 7, 5 of the 7 by knockout.
He's a fine boxer and a fine fighter. He's got a hard punch, as we know by his knockout record. The loss to Hilmer Kenty was no disgrace. It was a very close fight all the way. Some people thought he won, but against Camacho, it was a definitive 1-round knockout.
It was an uppercut by Hector Camacho that did it. Ironically, at the time, Montes was training for Cornelius Boza Edwards, and then those plans fell through.
Well, now he gets to see how he would have done against Cornelius Boza Edwards. Both men in a good streak going.
Boza getting a right hand in.
Pause. Montes to blink. Got hit right on the eye, and he blinked hard. Boza says, watch the head. Right off the bat, you see that Montes is not having too much difficulty solving the left-hand style of Boza. Both men known to get hit, and both men are hitters. Getting their feet tangled up as Montes gets in close.
And Montes doubling up on the left hand. Cornelius Boza Edwards, at one time the WBC junior lightweight champion. He is now ranked number 5 by the WBC among lightweights.
Let him go, John. Let him go.
Under a minute to go in round 1. It's scheduled for 10. Nice combination by Montes.
Montes showing angles, coming from all angles to Boza. Boza just coming in with power. Boza never been known for a defensive style. He caught everything. In the last 4 or 5 fights has begun to do a little defensive work.
And again gets the left hand in. Good action. First round as we come up on 15 seconds left in this opening round. That'll do it for round 1. We'll be back after these words.
A lot of people in the world who thought I was going to beat the great Sugar Ray Robinson. I felt that I'd worked hard and that I'd studied well and that I had everything in order, and I felt within myself that I could do it. Anytime anything works out the way you plan, it's got to be great, and this worked out every bit as good as we'd planned, and I had the middleweight championship, so it was a great thrill.
And here's John Montes ready. Cornelius Boza Edwards taking all the rest time possible on his stool. And this is round number 2. John Montes arrived here in Tampa, somewhat of a foul mood. His flight from Los Angeles last Wednesday was on time, but his luggage ended up in Orlando. He did catch up with his belongings the following day.
Would make you a little bit testy.
Again, the left hand of Montes.
They're trading very hard punches here. The first round was fairly even. This round, they're both throwing very hard punches.
And as you mentioned earlier, what has been so unusual about Boza Edwards is that he's been able to move up in weight and continue the impressive knockout record. He still has the hard punch.
He carried his punch with him and it got bigger. Right now, watch as these two guys come very close together. Boza stepping on his toes, stepping on Montes's toes. As their boots get together, they're one or the other ends up on top of his foot. Could be a point later on as he tries to move away from the punch and is anchored, finds himself anchored down by the other man's foot.
Midway point, second round. Significant fight for Boza Edwards. Look out.
Great.
Boza does have a verbal commitment to meet the winner of the Livingstone Bramble Tyrone Crawley title bout.
Montes has put in some really hard shots. Good right hand and then a digging body left. Montes means business this second round. Boza missing with that. Very hard artillery, but missing.
Don't push him, Boza.
Montes boxing him beautifully, boxing Boza beautifully, making him miss, and then coming in with very hard punches. Ooh,
Get him up.
low
Get him
blow.
up. You all right? You okay?
And the attempted apology
You ready?
by Boza Edwards. Earlier, Montes was asked about facing a southpaw. He said no problem, and he hasn't had any problem these first 2 rounds.
He's having no problems this second round, for sure. Their feet keep getting tangled up. Don't be surprised to see one fall. It's just the natural sequelae of a left-hander.
Keep it clean, Bo.
And out for round 3, Cornelius Boza Edwards to meet up with John Montes. Boza's last fight back in April in London, he stopped Melvin Paul in the second round. Won his last 5, all 5 by knockout. Oh, big right hand by Montes.
right up where he did from that second round. Boxing beautifully, good defense, but punching punches on Boza.
Hey, there you go, John. Break, no pressure, break. All right.
There you go.
And Boza getting in with the left hand after he took the onslaught from Montes.
Watch your head, John. Watch your forward, Boza.
Montes continues to find the angles.
And he's punching 3-4 punches to 1. Boza having a hard time connecting. As Montes fires from all angles.
But it has been a typical Cornelius Boza Edwards fight. He hits and he gets hit.
Well, in this case, he gets hit, and then hits. He's getting 3 or 4 to 1 here, Montes is. Boza chasing and looking to land the harder punches.
Under a minute to go. This the third round. Marv Albert and the fight doctor, Bertie Pacheco from Tampa, Florida. We are live on NBC Sports World. And here comes Boza back.
This is getting down into a brawl. Boza just waiting to land that one big punch that'll turn around for him.
Head down.
Strong left hand by Boza Edwards.
For those people that like to score these fights, this whole first round was Montes. The whole second part was Boza. Who do you give it to?
Final seconds, round 3. John Montes, 6th ranked lightweight by the WBC. And Cornelius Boza Edwards in round number 4. What does the fight doctor scorecard tell us?
Dead even. I have after 3 fights, 1 round for Boza, 1 round for Montes, and 1 round even. And you can guess that was the last round. Quite unofficially, of course, and while this is almost the adopted city of Boza Edwards outside of Vegas, this crowd is all for Boza. This has been an interesting and evenly matched fight up to now.
This crowd all for Boza, except we know for sure for Mrs. Montes. There is Joanne Montes, made the trip from Los Angeles. Her husband is from a family of boxers. Grandfathers on both sides of the family boxed, as did his father, who was in his corner. His brother Herman is a welterweight.
Watch your feet.
Boza at this point looks like an overwhelming force in that he's chasing Montes. Montes giving ground, hoping to outbox him, to slip in those beautiful combinations he did in the first 2 rounds. But Boza looks sort of overwhelming right now in that he keeps coming forth and his punches look more solid and more hurtful.
They were telling Montes in the corner, don't worry, you will get your second win. Does that indicate he's tired in the 3rd round?
It certainly does. And if that's the case, bad news, because Boza goes like this all 10.
Coming up on a minute to go in round 4. It was Montes doing most of the punching the first couple of rounds. And now Boza, as you saw, just turned Montes around, in command here in round 4.
Watch your lace, watch your lace, watch your lace, Boza.
Again, the strong left hand delivered by Boza Edwards.
very early in the fight, round 4, and it does look like Montes lost that zip that he had in those punches in the first 2 rounds.
Watch your push, Boza. Don't push it, Boza.
That's the referee, Max Parker, telling Boza Edwards to stop the pushing. And that is it for the 4th round. We'll be right back. And this is round 5. John Montes in the blue, Cornelius Boza Edwards in the white. Boza at 43-5, 34 by knockout. Montes 29-2, 22 by KO. His 2 losses to Hilder Kenty, and then he was knocked out in the first round by Hector Camacho.
John's come out winging. Montes is winging at the beginning of this round like he was in the first 2 rounds. Apparently he's rested a little bit, although he took a lot of punishment from Boza Edwards, who chased him all over the ring in the last 2 rounds.
That was a push, as referee Max Parker Jr. admonishes Boza Edwards.
Watch your hands in there, okay? No back on John. No backhand, John.
Just over 1 minute gone by. Round 5.
Is that punch back, Johnny?
2 weeks from today, it'll be Mike McCallum defending his WBA junior middleweight title against David Braxton. That'll be right here on NBC Sports World. McCallum 24-0, 21 by KO, and Braxton 34-1. That'll be 2 weeks from today on Sports World. A minute to go in this 5th round.
Both men choosing to work in the trenches in a workmanlike fashion. They just chose to go toe-to-toe and blow-to-blow.
And Boza getting in with the uppercut. Appeared to have shaken Montes.
The uppercuts are doing a big job on Montes, and he chooses to put his head down and just be a target. Look at him. He's got his head down there. That is a target for an uppercut.
Get him up, bro.
And this is round 6. And there is a man with a pretty fair punch. John the Beast Magavia, a very close friend of fellow Ugandan Cornelius Boza Edwards. And Mugabe has a date coming up in November with the marvelous one, Marvin Hagler.
And that's got to be some kind of a war while it lasts. And not many people think it'll last long one way or the other. Meantime, right up here, Montes has gone right back to work.
Watch your hands, watch your hands, watch your hands.
Both men not shy to trade leather. There's no finesse, there's no guile here. That's just head-to-head. Montes complaining a little bit about getting butted in the head. Boza with his foot right on top of that blue slipper of Montes, anchoring him to the canvas.
John Montes began his professional career in October of 1979, opening with a 2nd round knockout. He has been a KO puncher, 29-2, 22 by knockout. His last fight was a 4th round conclusion. Little backhand move by Montes.
He's getting a little tired of this incessant punching, and it doesn't look like it bothers Boza at all. Boza looks like he could go like this another 10 rounds. Oh, low blow by Montes. Another low blow by Montes.
Cornelius Boza Edwards won the WBC junior lightweight title from Bazooka Lamone back in 1981. That was a terrific fight, outpointing Lamone. Then successfully defended against Bobby Chacon with a memorable 13th round KO in August of '81. Lost the title to Waldo Navarrete. And after two tough close defeats in '83, the loss to Chacon and a loss to Rocky Lockridge, Boza moved up to lightweight, and he's won his last 5.
What straight off that was. Montes shaken by those last 2 hard punches of Boza Edwards. What a trade-off.
And Montes put down. You see time of the 6th round. 20 seconds remaining in the round. It was that short, chopping right hand that did it a moment ago. Boza trying to end it. Final seconds. Round 6. Montes trying to hang on. And he does.
Right hook inside him. Come on, Mimo. Come on, you got to get me now. You got to go all out. Give it all you got, John. He can't beat you, son. He can't beat you. Keep them hands up. Keep them hands up. Give it all you got on the inside. That's where you're going to get him, John. Come on, Mimo. That's nothing. Come on back now. He's going to get careless now, and you're going to keep them punches on the inside. Stay right in his chest. Stay inside, Mimo. Don't stay on the outside. Stay on the inside. Stay in his chest. Work that body.
All right, a look at the knockdown. Actually, the chopping right hand prior to this was the one that hurt Montes.
Yes, they traded off punches, and Boza connected so solidly that you could see all the way down his boot to the tops. Montes shook, and then, of course, that pinpoint accuracy of Boza knocked him down.
And Cornelius Boza Edwards relaxes on his stool. Montes had been standing up for about 10 seconds. So Boza getting the maximum of the rest period. This is round 7.
Well, no shortage of guts in John Montes. He came up off the canvas fighting, sort of to establish his position again. He's opened this round fighting. He certainly has not gone into a defensive shell. And Boza, consummate professional he is just waiting his time and waiting to get back into that tit-for-tat exchange in which he hopes to nail John Montes.
John, watch your head, John.
You can hear the referee, Max Parker Jr., yelling at Montes, watch the head.
Montes really got some pretty combinations off. Head and body. His pride is stung. He knows he needs his victory badly.
Left hand by Boza.
Watch your head. Don't put your head down, Boza.
Weaken Montes. Montes lands solidly and does nothing to Boza Edwards. See that? He landed on a glove and partially on the head, and Montes backed off.
Boza Edwards finding the punch as a lightweight as Trevor Evelyn, Guy Villegas, Charlie Brown, Gary Gamble, Melvin Paul, and now John Montes.
And Montes almost went down as you spoke and listed his knockouts. He got hit.
No.
Boza had his foot on top of Montes' foot as usual, and he staggered backwards, almost making you a pocket.
Watch your feet.
Montes looking to battle back here. Boza Edwards in the white. It has been a slugfest.
Boy, Montes continues to surprise. He comes out just fresh after those beatings he takes toward the end of the round, and he punches beautiful. Two very accomplished professional fighters, and it looks like they're at the peak of their form, and they're trading evenly, but Cornelius Boza Edwards way ahead on my scorecard unofficially.
Watch your feet.
And that is Joanne Montes, who made the journey from Los Angeles
Watch your head, John.
past Wednesday. John Montes went down in the 6th round. He looked to be on the verge of heading to the canvas in the 7th. After he had the better of it the first couple of rounds.
We've seen Cornelius Boza Edwards through the years in big battles because he just will not go down. He takes his punishment. Montes has really launched a heavy attack, and it doesn't seem to phase Cornelius Boza Edwards. He's punching beautifully. He's landing right on target. He's taking this round, and still Cornelius comes back.
Watch your form, Johnny. No punching.
Roundhouse attempts by Montes, and then he paused as if to say, let's take a timeout.
And gave a big sigh.
Watch your feet.
Took in a lot of air and said, whoa.
And Boza Edwards continues to connect with the uppercut.
He's found pay dirt in that uppercut, and Montes continues to bend down and oblige him.
Swelling under the right eye of Montes.
As Montes' facial tissues beginning to show the wear and tear of these hundreds of punches that Boza's raining down. Boza, on the other hand, has been receiving an equal amount of punishment and shows nothing.
Watch your head, Johnny.
Final seconds. Round 8 from Tampa, Florida. We'll be right back. Back to the Oasis Ballroom, the Egypt Temple Shrine in Tampa. Marv Albert, Billy Pacheco.
Watch your head, now. Watch your
This
head.
is round 9. Boza Edwards in the white, putting down John Montes in the blue. In the 6th round, appears to have going in the 7th. Montes coming back strong in round 8.
Lost him in the 8th because he took the 8th round, did John Montes, bringing it up to 78-75 on Mike's scorecard quite unofficially. It seems as if Boza was on the way to a knockout, but John has found some kind of spirit and courage and come punching back and took the 8th round.
Busy day of sports here on NBC. How about Mark Wiebe, second-year pro out of San Jose State, taking the Anheuser-Busch Golf Classic in sudden death overtime over John Mahaffey. And a good action fight.
Watch your pushing.
Just over a minute gone by. 9th round. It's scheduled for 10.
Watch your hands. Watch your laces.
For years, it was a rap on Boza Edwards that when he was ahead, he just quit fighting and let the other guy make it close. Well, he's gone back to his old ways because he's let John get brave in the 8th and here in the 9th.
And both connecting off combinations. And they hurt Boza.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
And the crowd appreciating the action.
Boy, this is getting to be a brawl. They're down in the trenches. watches these two guys.
Get him up, Boza. Watch your shoulders, Johnny. Watch your shoulders, Johnny.
So John Montes able to turn it back after he was sent to the canvas in the 6th round.
Boza certainly coming on now at the end of this round. Again, he's found pay dirt with those uppercuts.
Watch your feet. Right, no punch. Hold on. Step back. Quickly.
And we're closing in to the end of round 9.
Watch your forearms. Watch your forearms.
Tampa, final round from Tampa. John Montes, Cornelius Boza Edwards. A strong start by Montes. He was put down in the 6th round by Boza Edwards. Boza had Montes in trouble in the 7th, and Montes able to rally. What is your scorecard now?
I've got Cornelius Boza Edwards 88, Montes 84. Remember, there was a 10-8 round in there, and there was an even round.
Watch your shoulders. Watch your shoulders.
John Montes been doing well in the last 3 rounds.
Okay, come on, keep him up, all right? Let's go.
Scoring is on the 10-point rush system. It's handled by the 2 judges, Al Brown and Pete Valiant.
Come on, Johnny,
And the referee, Max Parker Jr. Opening minute, 10th round.
Let him go, let him go.
Montes is winging bombs in there. He might have lost 2 fights, and he might well lose this, although we do not know till it's over. But I'll tell you one thing, he is quality material. He is a top 10 fighter, and he can fight for the title anytime he wants to with 3 title holders involved.
Well, he is ranked number 6 by the WBC.
Well, he's shown heart, he's shown desire, and an ability to fight back after adversity. That's what you need to be a good fighter.
Watch your hands.
Boza Edwards ranked number 5 among lightweights by the WBC.
Watch your hands. Watch your hands.
Watch your head, says the referee. Montes going in head first.
And getting hammered by uppercuts while he's doing that.
Break, give him a break, give him a break, give him a break. Watch your head, watch your head.
But he's aggressive. He's taking it around. He's punching punch for punch with Boza Edwards.
Watch your forearm, Johnny.
Slashing right hands attempted by Montes.
Bring that fist back, Johnny. Come on.
Under a minute to go in this final round.
Boza working his way out of his corner beautifully, giving him angles, shooting shots from all over.
Let's go.
Solid performance by 2 solid fighters, top 10 fighters.
And we're coming up on 20 seconds left in the bout.
Watch your head, Johnny. Get him up, Boza. Break, no punch.
Final seconds.
Watch your head, watch your head. Let's go, let's go.
Final round. And it has been action from the
Boza, get him
opening
up.
bell. Cornelius Boza and John Montes go the distance. Back with the decision, and the crowd reacts. In Tampa, we are awaiting the decision. A good bout. Cornelius Boza Edwards, John Montes going the distance. Montes coming in at 29-2. And the veteran Boza Edwards at 43-5. Montes came out firing, got off to that good start, but was put down in round 6. And that appeared to be on the verge of going down in the 7th round, but Boza Edwards could not apply the finishing touch. This is back in round number 6. If you were with us, you'll recall a chopping right hand set this up. It weakened Montes, and here's Montes going down. Referee Max Parker Jr. guiding Boza Edwards aside. And that's the only knockdown of the fight. That Montes came back strongly in the final rounds. Now we're set for the decision, so let's go to the ring announcer. Here's M. Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Darrell Brown scores the bout 96-95. Judge Pete Valiente scores it 97-95. Referee Max Parker Jr. scores it 99-93. All to the winner, Cornelius Boza Edwards. Boza Edwards.
A unanimous decision for Cornelius Boza Edwards. And a hand for John Montes as he prepares to leave the ring. And you saw the record, 44-5 for Boza Edwards, who is alongside the fight doctor.
Boza, did you think it was going to be that tough?
Well, yeah, as far as Montes is concerned, he's got something to prove to the world. He's only a young fighter, and he wants to be, he figured that if he gets beat by Boza Edwards, that would be the end of his road. And he tried with his hurt. I give him credit. You know, there was one time when I had him on the deck, but he came back, he was winging, and he was trying his hurt.
All right, now, Mickey Duff, as the manager, you have his career moves in mind now. Why can't Boza Edwards get a title shot?
I have a verbal commitment from Top Rank, Bob Arum, representing Top Rank, that Boza Edwards will meet Tyron Crawley if he beats Bramble. I have a verbal agreement with Dan Duva that he will give Boza a title shot if Bramble's the winner. I'm confident we'll get a title fight.
So one way or another, Boza Edwards will see you in a title fight in the next few months if everything goes good. And now back to Marv Albert at ringside.
Thank you, Freddie. The Cornelius Boza Edwards comeback continues, doing it as a lightweight. And from Tampa, this is Marv Albert with Ferdy Pacheco.
Boxing, WBC lightweight champion Jose Luis Ramirez defends his title against Hector Macho Camacho. It's coming up next, right here on
It is. I am the WBC lightweight champion of the world. And tonight, Camacho will not take the championship from me. He is going down.
It was